last couple of days, I've just been seeing what's happening with bodybuilding. I've seen some of my friends who are good coaches that are having their athletes leave them. And you only get like one short shot with an athlete, and then they move on because the grass is greener to someone else. And who's this happening to? I got a couple.
Yeah, dog. What is up, guys? Back at it again with another video. And we got Nick Walker. Like, what's going on with this guy? Just like all the time. What are the issues, bro? Like, I'm trying to make good content, but it's nothing but drama. Drama everywhere. Leaving a coach and like this happening over here and not being happy with this look and just like, what's wrong with these people?
Nick does what Nick does, right? And what I mean by that is I don't control his decisions. Yes, I think some of them are clearly sometimes a little bit irrational, emotional, right? And the reality is when I was taking him on, I naively in one hand thought, being that we were good friends back in the day, maybe this would be the end of the road, right? And hey, I'm going to get him to the promised land, things will work out. But the reality is he burned me once 3 years ago and kind of overlooked it. I don't even remember how we rekindled other than me maybe reaching out, wishing him luck or something like that. And this time around, I thought otherwise, and that's what, it sucked. And Andrew, obviously when I got the phone call, we were doing a podcast.
Yeah.
And you heard firsthand the conversation and how cold it was. And, to say I was surprised, I was, but then I wasn't, because I think back to 3 years ago, this is exactly how Nick operates, and that's what burned me the most.
Like, why? Nick Walker and Kyle Wilkes, as we know at this point, it's not news anymore. They parted ways. Of course, they parted ways. Nick did not like his Olympia look, and obviously he's going to blame the coach. Like, these guys always, all of the time blame the coaches instead of taking any level of accountability. You're the one that's like doing the cardio and doing the food, and I get there advising on the PED stuff. Like, I understand the coaching world, but I mean, come on, man. Like, take some accountability a little bit. Anyways, the coach took all the accountability. He took the video down, so I guess he wasn't sincere about it. And he went on a podcast saying that how Nick said things that were hurtful, and how he said that his Pittsburgh look was actually a look that he didn't like when he actually beat Derek at the prejudging, who is Mr. Olympia right now.
When there was a comment made on the call regarding the fact that he did not like how he looked at Pittsburgh, to me, I don't even have words for that. That's just more of like, you know what, man? Okay. You didn't like how you looked at Pittsburgh. That was your best look in the modern era. You might never look better than that, if I'm being completely honest. And that was the closest you got to beating the best bodybuilder on the planet right now, right? Derek. So if you didn't like that, I don't know how to help you, because that is the look I want to go for, because I think that's what's going to put you in the best position to win. But yeah, it's just, it's been an emotional week when all that happened for me.
So who cares about the look that you like? I mean, Nick is on record saying that he likes the elongated ab version versus the crunch down.
But the elongated version is not what the judges like. The judges told Nick crunch down on the abs because that shows quite a bit more detail. Yeah, like your waist is not half an inch or whatever smaller, but you present so much more muscularity. So it's not always about what we like. Like, I like myself bigger and fuller, but I mean, obviously people prefer the more shredded look. Like, we all have our own preferences. It depends what win shows, bro. Like, you're a IFBB pro bodybuilder. You're at the highest level possible in this sport. Like, there's nothing higher than where you're at right now. Right now. Like, there's nothing higher. So, like, just do what you need to do and bring what you need to bring to win shows. That is your job. You're not doing this for you to do photo shoots for, like, no online business because you're selling personal. None of that, bro. You're winning shows. So what is required to win a show is what the judges say. And the judges had you beating Derek at Pittsburgh with that physique. So how can you go back and say that physique, you didn't like it, or, you didn't think it was like, what do you mean? Who cares what you like? It's about.
So what do you feel your best looks ever were?
So I when it comes to look for shows, I truly believe my favorite looks, which I think are my best looks, were the 2021 Arnold Classic. I just thought that, for me, that was my number one. I actually really did like my Arnold look that I lost to Samson. That was probably my leanest and driest. I still think I was full to me, just maybe not as full as I normally am, which is why it didn't seem like I had like that Nick Walker pop. But I was still pretty full, but I was just so fucking lean for that, dude. It was insanity. And when people, I guess, hear that I didn't like the Pittsburgh look, I didn't like it because I didn't think it was my best. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can bring. And that look was good, don't get me wrong, but I could have been leaner, I could have been drier, I could have been harder, and I also probably could have been a little fuller, which is why I think we kind of lost it at night, because we faded pretty hard, in my opinion. So that's just the way I look at it. I don't like to look in the past, because every prep is different, but the end result should always be the same to a degree with improvements. And for me, that's not what it was.
But what wins? Do you want to win or do you want to be liked? For me, I don't care about nobody liking me. I want to win all of it. Everything. So Pittsburgh was a great look. Incredible look. One of the best looks of all time in terms of Nick Walker. My personal favorite is Nick's personal favorite, the 2021 Arnold. I've been on record saying that is the best version of Nick that I prefer. Honestly, that was the best combination of fullness, conditioning, and although his waist is thick, it wasn't that bad. In that show, it was not that bad. In fact, that was the best shape Nick Walker has ever been in. His presentation with how he stuck out his leg, he doesn't do that anymore. I thought it looked way better at the Arnold versus he's just like standing there now without flaring on his legs like at the hall. Like, why would you do that? So him and I agree on his best look, but it doesn't matter what him and I agree on. What do the judges want? The judges like Pittsburgh. So Nick is just going back and pretty much wiping away all of Kyle Wilkes' accolades with him. Second at the Pittsburgh, won the prejudging, lost the finals. The finals loss was a lot more points lost than what he gained at prejudging, and it wasn't enough to make up for the overall score to win. But he did beat Derek at the prejudging. I think that counts for something. He didn't win the show, but you have two different sectors of judging. You have the prejudging, you have the finals. If you're back in the 90s, you'd have three, because in the 90s, I think they would actually judge the pose down. But in these days, prejudging and finals. Nick won 50% of the show, maybe 95. Derek won 55, Nick won 95, or sorry, 45, freaking math. 45% Nick won, Derek won 55%. You were down close though. That physique is the closest you've ever come to beating a Mr. Olympia, to winning the Olympia. That wasn't the Olympia, but if you beat Derek on that night, which you did, then bro, you got what it takes. Kyle is the one that got you there. It wasn't yourself. It wasn't Matt Jensen. It wasn't nobody else. It was Kyle. So like, show the man some respect. The man made a video. He took accountability for him doing this and making mistakes and being an amateur and not knowing how to pick a guy at the Olympia level. The guy took accountability, fine. You can be mad if you want to, but don't revert back and say you hate this look and it wasn't your best. And like, what are you trying to do with that? So now there's drama. They unfollowed each other. And Nick doesn't like Kyle anymore. And Kyle's on podcast saying all this stuff. Well, Nick is like, all this he say, she say stuff with these bodybuilders, little emotional guys, man. Like, what are we doing here? Like, why is everyone so personal and emotional all of the time? Like, are we 12 on following people? Like, there's people on my Instagram that I don't care for, but I'm not gonna like unfollow them. I don't really block people ever. Like, what's the point? Someone can just create a new profile and look at your stuff and like, it doesn't matter. Like, this is social media. Anyway, so they're all very sensitive about stuff all the time. And now Nick is kind of solo out here doing his own thing. So obviously he knows about training and eating, but is he gonna prep himself? Is he gonna pick a show next year and say, I'm gonna do my own thing right now, all the way to next year and get to the Olympia without coaching because these coaches suck and I don't need a coach? Back in the day when bodybuilders were like in the 90s, Kevin Lebroni, Flex Wheeler, Lee Priest, like you had coaches back then. Like Ronnie had a coach, Jay had a coach, but a lot of these guys just kind of spoke to each other. What do you do? What do you take? This and that. Like just, that's how they learn. There wasn't some designated coach to help these guys. It was an understanding of, listen, like you want to get into the world of bodybuilding, you take this, you take this, you take this, and it's like, oh, that's what I take it. Obviously, that's not safe, just like taking stuff and experimenting with it. You guys probably took like 2 grams of gear in a day or something. So like, but you don't need all these coaches. Everyone has a freaking coach. And no one thinks they can compete without a coach. Everyone needs all this oversight. People showing up to the door to pinch their skin. Like, people need to be there in person, live in your house to make sure you're eating the last gram of rice. Like, it's embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. So hope Nick actually just does his job and just like preps himself. Like, I don't even know if these people need eyes on them. Like, just trust your eyes, trust yourself. Like, everyone that has a coach these days is a hit or miss, right? Because at the end of the day, like, genetics plays a lot here. And you can have a guy like who has a good coach that's doing really well? I mean, Derek was already winning shows. Like, Derek was 212 Olympia before linking up with Chris Aceto. Hottie was already a beast. Like, a beast before he even linked up with Honey Rambod. Phil was Phil. Like, Phil was Phil the second he touched a weight. Like, these guys just genetic anomalies. These coaches are like a little sauce on top. But you can very much do bodybuilding without all this stuff. I mean, have some gym buddies and have some people who know about posing to look at you. And the food level, like, you're a pro bodybuilder. Like, you should be able to have the ability to control cravings. Like, what are you craving sugar for? Like, why are you at this level and you can't diet and just eat clean? Like, it's not that big of a deal. I'm hungry, like, I got cravings. Like, do you not want to win? Like, what's the point? Do you not want to get bonus money from your sponsors? Like, if you win, some sponsors will match your prize money. So you get double prize money. Like, do you guys not want to get paid? This is not your job. Like, if bodybuilding was my job. This is my 9 to 5. This is my job. And this is my job. I'm all in. Like, this is all I do all day. Like, I just work out all day. And I just, like, eat all this food. And I can sleep as much as I want. I got to pin myself, but that's it. Like, okay, I can do that. Like, it's your job, bro. Do your job. Anyways, quick video. Hope you enjoyed. Like, share, comment down below. If you're not subscribed, make it a thing. Sub to the boy, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.